Welcome to part 2 of West Hastings Manor. This is the long-awaited interior. Sorry, by the way, for the long wait. But I have got a little surprise for you to make up for it. And if you've seen any of my older videos, and by that I mean like at least from a year ago, then you might remember that I did not do this voiceover alone. So for this very special occasion of another big build, long video type situation, I've invited my friend Lewis back, who, yeah, if you've seen my other videos, then you'll remember him. And it's basically by popular demand. So, do you want to say hi?
No, I do not. Hi, it's me again, by popular demand, by Bella. So here we are.
I'm the population. Yeah, so let's start with this room that has already been guessed to be the library. Does that make sense?
By whom?
Is somebody who writes a lot of comments on my videos.
That's really cool.
Yeah, that's cool. And I saw these windows and I also figured that this should be a library. And now it is. I've built this really big wall of books. And, I usually tend to do this by myself entirely. I like to place shelves and then place books and decorations all over them, and that
sounds ludicrous.
Yeah, that is a lot of work, and this wall is just too big to do it like that. So I decided to use this get to work bookshelf. But the problem with that is obviously that it repeats, and with 16 bookshelves that this wall has. Is that correct?
I don't know. I wasn't counting, but it looks right.
It repeats a lot. So what I did was I tried to figure out by squinting my eyes where the most noticeable pattern lies. And to me, that was those 2 books on the second shelf, which are kind of leaning. They're red and yellow. They kind of look like McDonald's.
Right. I mean, it doesn't look like it's repeating to me now. Yeah. So I guess it worked.
Yeah, that's what I tried to do. So I tried to hide those on a few of the shelves by putting something where those are usually. So to hide them. And now the pattern didn't seem as bad to me. So
no, it looks great. It also looks highly flammable. And I also don't see a ladder anywhere. So you want to catch us up on how you're gonna get these books down, or? Well,
if you've listened to a few of my voiceovers, then you know.
Of course I have.
I've been wanting a ladder for a long time, like a proper ladder to lean against bookshelves. That's something I desperately need because, as I said, I build these huge bookshelves all the time.
Is there not a ladder in this game?
There are ladders, but they are functional. And they need one tile to attach to. Now this bookshelf doesn't really have a tile because it's just shelves, it's not something to step on for the Sims. So yeah, that doesn't really work. But also, there is a second floor right next to this, so there's an opening. You can kind of see it to the right sometimes. So I guess you could reach like 5 of those books from there.
So basically what you're saying is that if you want to buy a 1.1 million simoleon mansion, that you're probably not one to have time to read those books anyways.
You're really calling me out on this,
yeah.
on this wall of
well,
books.
It looks cool, but I'm just questioning its functionality. Function?
Yeah, I get that. But who would have time to read all those books? I'm guessing they're more like family heirlooms or something.
Okay, yeah, I can see that.
Also, you were very right about the part of this being flammable. I was really wondering if I should put that fireplace there.
Yeah, see, that also made me question the whole thing a lot more when you put the fireplace down.
But a fireplace is it's so cozy.
Right,
You know,
reading
and
a book in front of a fireplace
Right.
is something that people always say is good. No, I can't read, so I wouldn't know what that feels like. I also do not have a fireplace, so I'm 2 for 2. But yeah, it sounds classy.
Right? And I wanted this to have a very cozy feeling because it's a huge room and those kind of automatically feel a little bit empty sometimes.
Right.
And I wanted to feel homely still. So
Like there's always the imminent threat of danger of the books burning you down. I get that. You want to live
The
on the edge.
thrill,
Yeah,
you know?
no, I get
Thrill.
that. I get that totally.
yeah, so the dark colors and the fireplace, which is huge, by the way, it's from the organic set. And of course all the books, which immediately give kind of a cozy feeling.
Yeah, absolutely.
Those really helped.
You do not want to clean this house.
Yeah. Luckily I don't have to.
Right.
No one has to, except if you have the dust kit.
What is what? That sounds crazy to me. I do too much cleaning as it is anyways in real life. I'm kidding, I don't.
You do best the dust.
Yeah, well, but I'm not gonna do it in the game. That
Right.
sounds crazy to me.
Right.
How many bedrooms does this have?
It has 6 bedrooms.
So is this just for a family or is this for like 4 families?
This is theoretically for one family. Now the thing is with these huge homes, and that's a problem that I have all the time, just because you're rich and you can afford a house this big, doesn't mean you have a lot of kids, right?
I think, yeah, it might be more the opposite. If you're this rich to afford this home, you probably do not have time for kids. Or you're no longer rich because you've bought the home and now you're poor. So, and then you can't sustain the kids either, so.
Yeah, no, I think it's important to clarify that these are only theories because both of us do not speak from experience.
No, I do not have kids and I'm also not rich. So, another 2 for 2.
So I wouldn't really know, but yeah, it's just hard to fill these houses with things. You know, there's only so many.
I think it's
rooms
because
you can
we don't have experience. It's like it's kind of a funny dystopian thing that we sit here and build these huge homes and video games and then wonder how to furnish them properly. It's really funny to me.
Yeah, it probably is. But yeah, I guess people like to play families in The Sims.
I get that.
I get that as well. Although I hear it's exhausting because there's just too many things to keep track
you
of.
need that stress and that edge to keep you awake while playing, right? You need something to do. Because I've never really played The Sims. I've played like as a kid, played like Sims 2 or whatever. But I feel like playing solo, you always just kind of run out of things to do. So you need something where you can always be putting out fires. And that is basically what kids are. So
See, now that's why I put the fireplace in the library.
yeah, no, I gotcha.
Yeah, so this has 6 bedrooms. I don't know if you'd like to fill this with kids. It has 1 proper
How
kids.
else would you?
Yeah, that's the thing. Now, yeah, that's what I was trying to say. I think a lot of people who buy these huge homes they just have empty bedrooms.
Right, for potential guests.
Yeah.
So, who are you inviting?
Me?
Yeah.
Into my mega mansion?
Yeah, if you were living here alone, who would you be inviting into your 5 other bedrooms?
You.
Well, that's great, because I will need all of them, because I will bring the whole crew.
So I've tried to furnish the bedrooms kind of in a non-specific way. So there's 1 proper kids bedroom because I definitely did not want these bedrooms to have no character.
I do want the kids' bedroom, I'll be honest with you.
It's really cool. You've seen it, right?
No, I've seen it. Yeah, it looks awesome.
I would also like the kids' bedroom.
So we're fighting already in your mega mansion.
Wait, this primary bedroom suite, which has it's a whole wing of the house basically. It has its own hallway to connect the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rooms.
Right.
So that's kind of cool, right? But you still want the kids' bedroom?
I do still want the kids' bedroom, I'll be honest with you.
It's also a 3-room suite. So.
Just the walls look so cool. I guess we'll get to that soon, but...
So I tried to furnish things.
I changed my mind. I do want the grand piano room.
Yeah, that's part of the primary suite.
Well, okay, so no, okay. I don't know anymore. I might want both. I'll be honest with you. You can have the rest of the 4 bedrooms.
If this was your house, you could just move around, sleep in a different bedroom.
Honestly, if this was my house, I'd be scared every night to leave my room. This is a too large a house to keep track of.
Yeah, that's true.
And also, you're really rich, so there is people wanting to get in your house.
Also, I would just need this to be filled with people. Like, it's so
like
big,
filled to the brim
empty.
with people, like stacked.
No.
Stacked on top of each other, just bodies and bodies?
No.
Okay. Well, sorry, that's just me then, I guess.
Okay, getting back to my point. I furnished one kid's room, which is for a kid, I don't know, age 10 or something.
Okay.
Probably.
So they're old enough to play with Legos.
Are you getting paid by Lego to say this?
That might be. So what you're saying is basically the other rooms are fully furnished as to, being absolutely playable and usable, but also can be configured and are basically customizable to fit the needs of whoever plays this.
That was a sales pitch. I'm convinced that was a sales pitch.
What am I selling? I have no stake in this.
Yeah, I was trying to have these work as guest bedrooms,
right?
Or as rooms for teenagers, maybe grown-up kids that came to visit sometimes, family members.
Right, and people can take them and do with them as they please.
Yeah, I mean that's true for all of my builds.
Right, but in those in particular, because that's kind of what you built them for.
Yeah.
Well, they are fully done and usable. People can come in and be like, hey, I have this different idea for this person who lives here, and they can go in and make them their own.
Yeah, definitely. And one of the other guest bedrooms that's a little less specific would also work for another kid. It's just it has a double bed.
Right.
But I really like that, and I had a double bed quite early. And I really appreciated it as a kid.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, if you have the space in your room, that's really, really cool.
Yeah, like a king or a queen size bed is the shit.
Even a double bed is just...
Yeah. Out to 2 beds, and you can choose which to sleep in.
3 beds.
3.
Make it 4.
No, I feel like you're overdoing it. There has to be a certain sense of humbleness. Humbleness? Humility? Humbledom. Yeah, it's Humbledom. It's Wimbledon. Right. No, I'm catching your drift.
Okay. So also if you work in this mansion...
Humility. Oh my god. I'm so dumb. My bad. Please take this out. Humility is the word I was looking for. Oh god.
There's so many rooms in this mansion. You could easily spend a day in this entire mansion without not meeting anyone, even if it was if 6 people lived here.
Do you think you could buy
7,
this mansion?
Oh my god, they're almost all double beds. It'd be 11 people could sleep in this mansion.
So what you're saying is that essentially I could buy this mansion and live in here for an entire year without ever going in all of the rooms? Because there's no necessity right?
Yeah. Definitely. So, you could do that in a 2-bedroom apartment as well. You could just not.
No, I'm not taking this point from you. It does not. No.
Fair.
Thank you.
So this is another more. I wanted to call this more chill of a living room, compared to the library. But I guess it's pretty expensive looking still.
I was gonna say the library looks a lot more chill. If you really want to say chill.
Yeah, it has
a fireplace that is the ultimate chill. It's kind of the ultimate warmth, but still, in a cool in a relaxing sense chill, not in a cold sense chill.
This living room also has a fireplace. A
Well,
lot of the rooms in this mansion have a fireplace.
I clearly am having my eyes closed, so I wouldn't know about that.
But yeah, this is just a little more, I guess, more comfortable. Imagine having to heat up that library every time you went in there.
Oh, it goes quick. If you want to heat up that library, you can do it. I know a way to do it real quickly.
What if I took the option to light the entire books, just that wall of books on fire from you?
See, that is, first of all, that's horrible. I'm gonna go ahead and assume that if you buy this really, really expensive manor, I always go in kind of expecting them to have like underfloor heating or whatever, and not just the fireplace to keep this place warm, because that's not gonna be enough. Gonna need heaters, and I just kind of assume that they're under the flooring, because that's the coolest heating to have.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
You're welcome. Well, that's what I'm here for.
And it also makes sense because obviously this manor itself is very old. The building I was inspired by for the exterior of this is very old. But the interior has been renovated. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, so, well, I have no idea how underfloor heating works. But I think you have to have you need to have like concrete floors, and like you have to lay pipes through the concrete. So everything
Is that true? Didn't you just say you had no idea and then you just went ahead and told me how it works?
No, I actually have no idea, but I think I heard somewhere that it has to be concrete floors. I might be completely off about this. And you lay like pipes to the concrete floors, which always usually results in like very bad Wi-Fi and such, because everything's concrete,
really?
so it blocks out the Wi-Fi. Yeah. Maybe I'm completely off about this, but that's what I heard. So you either want Wi-Fi or you want warmth, man, and I'm honestly gonna go with Wi-Fi here.
Yeah, also they would have had to rip out the floors of this beautiful old home that
we don't. Yeah, you don't have to go into detail about it. They have some kind of geothermic solution in place, and it works flawlessly. So if you buy this home, I don't know why I'm pitching this again. I have no stake in this. I have no gain. But if your Sims want to live in here, they will have all the heat they need. The need for heat. I'm sorry, my bad. Okay, I'm gonna take that back.
Maybe I should have built this on the volcano lot that I built on last week.
Right. I think that's the kind of that's a little much.
So you don't want the volcano home?
No, I'm not saying I don't want the volcano home. I just don't also want another big manor next to my volcano home.
Right.
So, yeah, I'm taking the volcano home. Definitely.
Right. But I furnished this with all sorts of Harry's and Felix's custom content, as I tend to do.
Right.
It has a few activity rooms because, yeah, there's just so many rooms in this mansion, and I wanted this to be a real player's experience, you know, because usually I don't think about the gameplay aspect of my builds too much.
Right, because you don't play.
I don't play, and I don't know enough about the game really, and also sadly a lot of the activity items are either a little ugly or just weird in a kind of specific way, you know, you can't really put a flower binding table into its own room in every home.
Right.
That doesn't feel realistic.
No, yeah, that's oddly specific. Which not to say that it's bad. I think that's really cool to have these specific items. It's just very bad for general building.
Yes. So yeah, this still uses a lot of packs for all those activity items, and it has, as you just saw, it has an indoor pool. It has a gym, kind of, which is more like a yoga studio, I guess, because you could easily, if yoga wasn't your thing, you could easily make it into a gym. It has those huge mirrors and just a lot of space. And
yeah, I was gonna say it was really satisfying the way the mirrors kind of fit into each other.
Right, I really like that. I did that with the London wallpaper by Felix, which I love anyways. It might be my favorite wallpaper, and fitting the frameless mirrors right into it is so satisfying.
Yeah, no, I got that.
I did that all over this build. But yeah, you could turn this into whatever type of gym, and or just leave it as
Slim
a
gym?
yoga room. Sure. And then it also has a painter's studio. So lots of activities for Sims to do.
Okay, how many of your builds have a painter's studio? Real
Too
talk.
many, because first off, that's a hobby that looks very aesthetically pleasing. The
You mean
items
art?
are good.
Yeah.
It looks cool, and it's something I like to do myself. And as I've said a few times, I still build these homes for me
Right.
somehow.
Right. That makes
Like
sense.
I only build things I want to live in, and that's something that I would love
And
to
you need
have.
to have an artist studio.
I don't need it.
No, but I mean, if you have a 1.1 million simoleon home, you have an
You
artist
might
studio.
as well.
Right, because
Yes.
you have more rooms that you ever knew what to do with.
Yeah, and it has those huge windows to 3 sides, 3 walls. So it was just perfect for a painter studio.
Yeah.
So yeah, it looks good, and I like the activity for The Sims. I like it in real life. It just makes sense to me. So yeah, lots of things to do for your Sims. If you're wondering what's happening right here, why is there a second kitchen? This is
I am wondering.
an apartment inside of this manor, basically. The floor plan that I was inspired by, which I've talked a lot about in the first part of West Hastings Manor, it had this type of apartment inside of the house with this kitchen. It was also in the same spot.
So you could basically have an Airbnb and rent out the whole apartment. Is it like is it its own standing apartment? Does it have all the amenities of an apartment? Does it have its own kitchen, its own bathroom?
It does. It does not have its own entrance.
Oh,
Really,
okay.
like you'd
I
at
got-
least have to walk through the yoga studio.
Well, you could leave a window open.
I was not thinking that they were renting this out.
They probably aren't.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I'm glad you realized that as well.
Well, you're welcome.
Now, I was thinking this might be for a teenager. You know, it'd be really cool to have like your own apartment.
You've
basically.
literally blocked all the windows in this room with furniture. Can't open any of them, but the right one over there, and I'm sure you're gonna put something in front of it. There you go. There you go. That's it. Man, why?
Well, you could move these things around. You know, I like to design things in a very lived-in way.
Right. So it takes the most possible effort for me to open the window.
I like my artist-related rooms to be a little
Unventilated?
messy.
Oh yeah, I gotcha. you want that paint smell to never go away and get you high. I got you.
So it'd be very cool as a teenager to have that kind of apartment. And if that doesn't work for you because maybe your family, like your Sim family, is not that big and there's 4 other bedrooms to fill, which 3 of those would work for a teenager really well.
Get pets.
Yeah, either get your pets their own apartment.
Right.
That's definitely
perfect.
one option.
Oh man.
And the other option is if you have, I think it's vintage glamour, then you can have a butler. Now that's not a very modern thought to have a butler, or at least it doesn't feel like that to me. But
we're also not. We're not rich, so
but a
we
lot
don't
of
know.
people have housekeepers, and
Right.
this mansion is definitely big enough to justify having a housekeeper.
Oh yeah, you need probably a bunch of them.
So it'd be cool to have someone who lives with you.
Right.
But they have their own apartment, but they're around you if you need them. And
Do you think
I
this
don't
person
know.
who lives here has any like crazy animals that they have that you shouldn't have?
Well,
Like
there's-
tropical animal? Like a tiger or a lion?
Are you going somewhere with this?
Well, I feel like I feel like some rich people just have like weird animals at home for some reason.
You're not wrong.
And I think you could give one of the rooms to the tiger.
Yeah.
And then Peter would be like, well, it has enough space now, so.
I don't think so.
No, yeah,
And
I
rightfully so. Like that's not.
well,
a
it
good
has its
thing
own
for a
room.
tiger.
If it has its own bedroom, it can't really complain, can it now?
It can't because it can't talk.
Well, there we go. It's fine. You don't seem to be getting this at all.
So there's another option for you.
Right, you're welcome. Especially look at this wallpaper. It would feel right at home. There is a tiger on the wall.
There is a tiger on the wall.
See? It would feel right at home.
You can design your cats to look however you want in The Sims. You could definitely give them stripes.
You can design your cats?
I think so. I've never done it, but I think that's possible.
Okay.
I've seen like really cool pictures where people have painted the cats and the dogs and the foxes, I think. That
You can have
in
a
the
fox as a pet?
game. I think so. Or is it like a mink?
Right.
It's like something that's, or a raccoon. It's something that's a little off, where you're thinking, there's cats, there's dogs that you can have as pets, all right, and then there's something where you're like, why?
That's like a wild animal, like a raccoon. You're not supposed to have a raccoon as a. I have no idea.
I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to have a raccoon as a pet.
Yeah, also not a fox, I think.
Yeah.
But I get that. Foxes are awesome.
Right.
They look really cool. Also, they made that browser that's really cool. I really dig that one. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good browser. Although they've endorsed NFTs lately, so it's not a good browser.
Well, which browser hasn't endorsed NFTs? So pick your poison.
So yeah, I've seen some really cool pictures where people have painted their animals to look like other animals.
Right. That's pretty cool, but they don't take on the size, right?
No.
So it's kind of like you have a cat that looks.
It'd be a tiger pup.
Oh, okay.
That's how I would.
It's probably worse, honestly, having a tiger pup.
Yeah.
So that's great.
So I just want to clarify that we're against the capture of wild animals.
Oh.
No.
No, I'm wildly against tigers. I think their political stance are crazy.
You seem to know more about tigers than I do.
Well, I seem to. Yeah, that's exactly it. Well, let's move on from this conversation. But yes, we do not endorse any kind of wildlife endangerment at all. Okay, moving on from this topic. Tell me more about this room in particular.
Okay, this is the room that I thought might be suitable for a kid,
right?
But also for a teenager.
Well, judging by that lamp that you just placed, I think it's my room because it has a dinosaur lamp, and that is the coolest thing I've ever seen.
Right? And I also really like the cloud wallpaper. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think that's pretty cool as well.
So I think this room has a lot of personality. It has like little trinkets, which in my experience you often find in teenagers' rooms.
Right, adults don't have any personality at all. I agree with that naturally.
That's not entirely true, but I think there's a grain of truth to it.
Right.
It also would work for a kid. And then this room and the next one is like maybe a little older teenager, young adult, or guest bedroom situation. They still all have desks because desks are just very useful. And I appreciate having a desk when I'm staying somewhere.
Yeah, no argument there. Desks are very useful.
Right?
We're sitting at a desk right now.
True. Also, it's just very common to take some kind of portable electronic
device. You mean like a laptop?
A laptop or an iPad or a tablet. I just didn't want to be too specific.
Okay, for some odd reason.
So it's just very nice to have a desk.
You mean if you're working?
Yeah, I guess
Because the people who lives here, they're not working.
No,
they've worked enough in their life.
They are Sims YouTubers. I don't know if you've heard of this profession.
No, it's not. It seems very, very basic to me. It doesn't seem like it requires any noticeable amount of work at all.
So they all have the newest technology. This is Felix's Berlin PC. which
Got you.
resembles a certain brand of electronics design.
Okay.
Right?
I'm not sure what you're getting at all.
Okay.
All right.
It comes in lots of beautiful colors, and I love that because the computers that The Sims comes with are
That's the thing, right?
great,
Computers.
that come with The Sims.
Computers are always kind of ugly devices usually. I mean, I've seen some incredible like wood computer works. They
Yes.
were really cool.
I think you showed me.
But then you have to worry about like thermals and how heavy it gets, and that's kind of annoying. So,
Yeah, but this one is really cool, and it's blue.
right. And monitors are also always kind of ugly. I'm just waiting for the point in technology where we get to monitors being absolutely see-through, but then also kind of opaque once you turn them on. That'd be really cool.
Yeah, I would love that, although that'd probably be a hassle to clean. Right?
Yeah.
If they're
well,
supposed to be see-through, you'd have to clean
It's
them
like a mirror.
all the time. A mirror? That's not see-through.
no, sorry, no, I didn't mean a mirror. I meant a window. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of same deal, right? But you'd have to probably clean it less because if it actually like really turns opaque, the second you turn it on, you're not going to see it when you use it.
Right, but I don't want all the fat stains from my little fingers on it when I look at it.
Why do you touch your screen?
I know I really shouldn't.
You always forget that it's not a touchscreen. It's very odd. She does this a whole lot.
No, I
very
do
weird.
not forget it's not a touch screen. I don't know.
I never touch my screen unless it's my iPad, in which case I kind of have to.
I know, and I don't want to touch my screen either.
I'm gonna cut you off right there. You're just not gonna speak on this anymore.
I think I'm trying to clean it. I think there's like little specks of dust on it,
And then you make
I
it
try
worse.
to clean it with my fingers, which I know is not smart.
Yeah.
But I just do it.
That's horrible. Let's not
It
talk about
is.
this anymore.
It should be a crime, honestly.
So we're nearing the end of the build.
Right.
Is there anything else you want to get out to the world before?
If you'd like to download this, it is now available on my...
OnlyFans. What? Okay, I'm kidding. I thought you were gonna say OnlyFans. It would be funny, man. On her Patreon, you can get it on her Patreon.
And in the gallery at honeybellabuilds. Thank you very much for spending these 30 minutes of your day with us. And see you next week. Bye.
Bye.